Hello and welcome back to Obas Trending Gist, where we'll break down the real stories behind the headlines. Today, we are diving into a topic that has everyone talking and frankly has been surrounded by a lot of confusion and misinformation: the Nigerians' new tax reform. We've all seen the alarming headlines and sensational posts, especially from big accounts like Tunde Ednot, spreading panic about landlords, tenants, and supposed new taxes. But how much of this is true? It seems some are more interested in pushing a political agenda than in providing clear factual information. That's why today we are cutting through the noise. We are going straight to the source. You are about to hear from Taiwo Oyedele, the chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform Committee. This is the man who is leading the charge on this reform. So let's listen to what he has to say and then we'll break it all down. So sit back and take a watch.
Everything you've been told about the new tax law is about to change. Stop the rumors. Here's the truth from the man who wrote the reforms. Thank you very much, Mr. Oyedele. Are all Nigerians now going to be paying more taxes under the new law?
No. Majority of Nigerians, more than 97%, will pay less taxes. Only the top 2-3% will pay slightly more.
Will market women and small traders now pay daily taxes?
No. The taxes they have been paying currently are so many and the burden is so high. Under the new law, they will not have to pay income tax, they won't have to charge VAT, no withholding tax, and the taxes they have to pay to local government and state, we're currently harmonizing them so they are limited to about 1 or 2.
Has the government started taxing rents, especially residential rents?
There has always been a provision in the law for people who own properties to pay tax on their rent. These new laws have not imposed new taxes. What we're trying to do is to make sure that those who have properties and rent pay the taxes they're supposed to pay under the law as part of their personal income tax.
So did you introduce new personal income taxes?
No, we did not introduce new personal income tax rates. What we did was a reform of the personal income tax table and taxable income. 1, to eliminate taxes for low income earners. 2, to reduce taxes for middle income earners. 3, marginally increase the taxes for high net worth individuals.
Will small businesses be forced to start charging VAT?
Small businesses that were even charging VAT before are now exempted because the threshold for not charging VAT for small businesses have now been increased. They also won't have to worry about PAYE on the salary of their staff. They will not have to worry about withholding taxes. As a matter of fact, more than 98% of small businesses have now been exempted from a lot of taxes that they used to pay before.
Is it true that every online transaction will now be taxed?
No, it is not true that every online transaction will now be taxed. The taxes you pay is a function of what you do online. What we try to do is to make sure that you do not gain any undue advantage by operating online, the same way that you are not disadvantaged by operating online compared to someone doing their businesses offline. So if, for example, you provide professional services online and you make a lot of money, you pay the same tax that the person who is doing professional services is doing from their mom and pop shop. So this is about equality, it's about fairness and a level playing field.
Are you bringing back fuel subsidies through hidden taxes?
What we have is that there's a law that was enacted some years back with a surcharge on fuel under the FEMA Act. This is a provision that is now in the new tax law, and it does not take effect as of January 2026. I know some people have been given wrong information about this. What is in the new tax law is that this surcharge will take effect on a date in the future based on an order to be released by the Minister of Finance. And we do know that Minister of Finance is responsible enough to determine when it's appropriate to do so. The intention is to earmark and dedicate the revenue from this tax into providing transport infrastructure that can reduce the cost of transporting items, logistics, and overall bring down inflation for the Nigerian people.
Do these laws give FIRS the power to seize people's accounts without warning?
No, nobody would do that. It would be unconstitutional to seize people's assets, including their bank accounts, without warning. Under the new tax laws, there are requirements for financial institutions, including banks, to make some reports depending on the volume of transaction. And once you have anything in your bank account or anywhere on which you have declared honestly, nobody will seize your account. But if you have tax liabilities to pay and you refuse to pay them, there were provisions in the old laws, as they are in the new one, for the taxman to take over your asset to recover the taxes that you owe. This is not peculiar to Nigeria. It's a provision you find in all tax laws across the world.
Does this mean new taxes on school fees and hospital bills?
There are no new taxes on school fees and hospital bills. In fact, what we've done is to remove the taxes we had previously on school fees and hospital bills. Not only is it that you will not pay taxes on those transactions, if you are into the business of running a school or a hospital, and you have to, for example, pay value-added tax on the motor vehicle or school bus, on laptops, on mobile phone, everything that you incur VAT on under the new regime, you get a refund of those taxes you pay. Not only is it that the tuition is tax-free, the cost of providing the education is equally tax-free. To be honest, under this new tax law, it's hard to find who pays more, because even the rich people that will pay a little bit more in terms of their personal income tax, they are gaining the benefit from their businesses, because most of the high net worth individuals run businesses. So the little amount they pay more from personal income tax, they benefit from the relief that their businesses will get. Overall, nobody should pay more tax under this new tax law. Government will make its own revenue from blocking evasion, blocking leakages, growing the economy. The more economic activities we have, the more prosperity you have around, the more tax revenue you can generate. These reforms were not set out to generate more revenue by extorting or extracting from the people. Rather, it's to simplify life and stimulate economic growth and shared prosperity. So don't believe the noise, don't run with the headlines, believe the numbers and the facts. You're entitled to not just your opinion, your informed opinion. So we encourage you, anytime in doubt, look for credible sources, including the fiscalreforms.ng website. We also have social media accounts where we have videos, explainers. We encourage you to follow that, get credible information, be informed, and do the right thing. God bless Nigeria.
The myths have been put out there. The facts have cleared your myths. You have just heard it from the man who helped to design the reform.
Welcome back. Now that we've heard it directly from the chairman, let us analyze what this actually means for you and me and the average Nigerian. First and foremost, the biggest takeaway is that more than 97% of Nigerians will actually pay less tax. Let that sink in. Contrary to the fear-mongering, this reform is designed to reduce the burden on the vast majority of the population. The only people who will see a slight increase are the top 2 to 3% of earners. This is a classic progressive tax system, where those who have more contribute a bit more, which is a standard and fair practice globally. Secondly, what about the market women and small traders? Are they going to be burdened with new daily taxes? The answer from Mr. Oyedele was clear and emphatic no. In fact, the reform aims to do the opposite. It will eliminate many of the multiple, often illegal levies they currently face. Under the new law, small businesses and traders will not have to pay income tax. They won't have to charge VAT, and there will be no withholding tax. The goal is to harmonize the taxes they pay to local and state government down to just one or two simple, transparent payments. This is a massive relief for the informal sector, which is the backbone of our economy. Another huge point of misinformation was about tax on rent. The truth is, there has always been a law requiring property owners who earn rental income to pay tax on it. No new tax has been created. The reform is simply about ensuring that existing laws are followed. So if you are a tenant, this does not affect you. It is the landlord's income that is being taxed as it should be. As for small businesses, the news is even better. The threshold for charging VAT has been increased. This means that over 98% of small businesses are now exempted from charging VAT and will no longer have to worry about payee, that is pay as you earn, on their staff salary or withholding taxes. This frees up so much administrative and financial burden, allowing them to focus on what they do best, growing their businesses and creating jobs. So, Where is the government planning to get more revenue? Not from you, from the most part. The strategy is to block leakages, stop tax evasion, and grow the economy. A bigger, more prosperous economy naturally generates more tax revenue without squeezing the citizens. So, now for my critical take on all this. What we are witnessing is a fundamental and intelligent shift in Nigerian fiscal policy. For years, successive governments have taken the lazy route. When they need more money, they either borrow heavily or increase taxes on the people and businesses that are already compliant. This has stifled growth and burdened the populace. This new approach is different. It's about creating a fair, simple, and transparent system that encourages rather than punishes economic activities. By removing the confusing and often predatory multiple taxes on small traders, the government is empowering the grassroots of our economy. Think about the market women who will no longer be harassed daily for different levies. That's more money in her pocket, more dignity in her work, and more incentive to grow her business. For the middle class and low income earners, the reduction in personal income tax provide immediate relief. In a time of high inflation, every extra naira in your pocket counts. This is a government recognizing the economic pressures on its citizens and taking concrete steps to ease them. The focus on taxing the income from property rather than introducing new rental taxes is also a smart move. It targets unearned income and ensures that those who benefit from the country's real estate market contribute their fair share without punishing tenants. However, the key to all of this will be implementation. It is one thing to have a brilliant policy on paper. It is another to execute it effectively. The government must ensure that the agencies responsible, like the FIRS, are professionals and that the process is not hijacked by corrupt officials at the state and local levels. This is a pivotal moment for Nigeria. We have a chance to build a tax system that works for the many, not just a few. A system that fuels economic growth instead of hindering it. It is crucial that we support these reforms and hold the government accountable for their proper implementation. So, the next time you see a sensationalist post from an influencer who is more interested in rage baiting for political reason, remember the facts that you've heard today. Go to the official website, fiscalreform.ng. Use the tax calculator yourself and get informed. Your informed opinion is more powerful than their misleading noise. That's all the time we have for now on Obas Trending Gist. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analysis. Stay informed, and God bless Nigeria.